Sitting around, walking around, trying to get it right. Right now, walking home. I just so happen to be blessed enough to be in some interesting times and in interesting places when some interesting things have been happening that may not necessarily end up washing down to a whole lot of folks somewhere else, but damn sure it's happening on my block in the middle of the street. As I walk down these streets sometimes, what I find most interesting is that it's also the streets of the African American Smithsonian History Trail. And so I often am taken aback by every block or something. You walk by and you see some historical feature in black in our history that should give us a whole lot more air and opportunity to not feel so whatever it is. Brother Zoe, what you know, Brother Zoe? All right, I see you. All right, when I grow up now, and you're sitting here and you're going past the Walter Washington's house and behind Jesse Jackson's house, and the only thing that it really do is just explain why this goddamn rent is too goddamn high, and yet, you know, so far, Lord willing, I've been here a few years, you know, respectfully now. But there's a lot of other things that's going on right now. I mean, like right now, like right now. I mean, like right now, so much. That right now, all over the world, there are things happening that really ain't never happened in the history of humanity, period. And yet, here it is, and more people are sitting back there going, so what we're going to do about it? I mean, what is, and people are now living in this, well, who you call them? We, you know, and as close to Sesame Street as some of us was given a certain faith taste, you know, these are the people in your neighborhood ain't really helping none. If, you ain't trying to make a village, and have a village raise a community and all the other stuff, but we're in this era where as much as we have now been allowed to be free, we're also prevented by whatever state of, as Martin Luther King used to call it, the drum major instinct, the desire to first, desire to lead the parade. And so, not that it's a bad thing to have that desire, but when you start enforcing that desire onto other beings on this planet, because they ain't being so kind and gentle to your ass, who believes that your ass should be respected more just because, well, gosh darn it, we make the rules. I'm sitting here watching how people are starting to literally damn their own environments and damn their own future, fuck up their own karma just by professing out of their minds and their mouths at the wrong damn time towards the wrong damn people for the wrong damn reason. And it becomes something that even their closest and bestest friends can't save them from wishing damnation on themselves for spell casting in the mirror. And you're sitting there on the other side of this thing, really trying to hope that there's some kind of people somewhere out there that for some damn reason or another could, at least if nothing else, they could, uh, they could, just sit their ass down and do their damn thing. Uh, Without anybody saying, well, you ain't allowed to do that because only we allowed to do that. And, to be young, gifted, and black now has become so many different shades of people of color that we still can't get people off of our neck because, you know, we all got a little trace of fentanyl in our veins, and people want to just bitch and moan about the mere fact that, yeah, that could be an argumentative statement if you didn't have good lawyers. But here we are sitting here on this planet right now, being entertained by social media. It's affecting our minds, our emotions, our day-to-day associations with other people. And, you know, Watching a lot of people outside this bubble really going through some extra trouble in their lives already. So this don't help them when we get into our own little scurry of it ain't never gonna be this way, but here you are with it. So I missed sitting in my little spot right here. I forgot how much paying this amount of rent actually affords you the ability to have a sweet little setting. Used to be during Howard Homecoming. This same street would be their staging area for the start of their parade. Now it happens around the corner and cuts around. It's a nice little feature that some people would call a inconvenience if they weren't. So I don't believe anybody's out there or seeing me, and I'm just doing this because I already know. Um, you know, don't you know no good? Now, what's really deep about this is, don't you know no good? Now, what's really deep about this is, um, I'm saying all this because in a lot of ways, sometimes I just feel like what makes this dirt a little bit better sometimes, or just awkward, or I don't know, it depends on who you are, is the fact that as a person of color, I've never had so many bad days that I walked over good dirt and noticed how many other historic people have done greatness for not just themselves, but for massive amounts of other people that are still slowly melting into this concept that we call young, beautiful, and black, and yet, here we are. Uh, all right, now how you doing? All right. How's it coming along in there? How's it coming along in there? Yeah. Really? So all you doing is just cleaning it up some? I heard they're gonna start renting it like 1-on-1 or something like that. Yeah. Yeah, well, I'm back there, so I just gotta deal with whatever come in. Yeah. All you gotta do is if I'm over there, I'll let you in and open that when you need to be open, and then I'll close it when it needs to be closed. That way we both know when it's open. I mean, I was there the other time you asked me, remember? Okay, so I'll see what I can do. All right. Ain't nobody else got a key though to be around? Anybody else around here that's got a key or something? Don't they give y'all one? I mean, the people that's supposed to come with all of this. I don't have that one. I don't have that one. Yeah, they have. They said they didn't have. Well, they're the old people, so they got that key. This one back here is a newer lock, I think. And so he had all of that, but I don't know why they gave you the. Yeah. All you gotta do is scream at me when you need me. All right. You have a nice day now. Yeah. Community is what you make it, where you make it. In the meantime, it's not how you want life to be. It's how you want to be in this life as it keeps moving and changing and rearranging and doing what it do. And that don't mean that it's got to be comfortable for you, but it just means that you got to stay in the game, and focus on being, purposeful and not just, one to, exude your need to bitch and moan about how you're so uncomfortable about some things that really, honestly, ain't complaints compared to some of the things that some other people got. We travel around the world. Sometimes people need to go get stuck around the world somewhere where they ain't used to be around people look just like them that's so dirt poor that they don't know what running water or bathroom, flushing or, but they know how to find, and steal phones and, you know, yeah. So I still got nobody and nothing. I got nobody. What time is it? What time is it really? Anybody really know what? 3 something. Almost 4. Man, this is a good day, man. I mean, Tuesday when they say today is a good day. This is the very first of this day. Here I am sitting here out at work. Got my little 4 hours of good union money. Had a actually good time because some of the locations and some of the places that I get to work a little bit at every now and then are kind of refreshing, because most people they come here because they just want to visit the places that you be working at all the time. People are like, oh, this, that, the other, oh man, Lincoln was shot right there. This, that, the other. You like, man, there's times I have to pick myself and stop myself and remind myself that you working on a spot right here where dude jumped off after he shot Lincoln. And oh, wow. I sitting back in the back thinking about a little popcorn or peanut, whatever the little black kid's name is. The Wilson Beast stole the horse from after he shot it. It's really deep, I mean, I like the extra history that you get to enjoy while you're still stuck on the same dirt on some new shit. And yet, it affords me the ability to be who I am, how I am, and like I am. You got to clean up for somebody else if they don't like me this clean. Got started, I took a shower. Fuck you. And yet, mama ain't raised no doggone cheap shit. A lot of people that have had it a lot of their ways for a long time find it really uncomfortable when I'm in their midst and they realize you just can't be saying those kind of things to some people just because you don't know who they are. You know, uh, I spend more days trying not to kirk out on people for just having somewhat of a gauge of how they want to basically consider you worth moving out of the way or saying hey or anything. And usually they choose wrong. I've seen people sit back there, clutch their purse, and go across the street and get robbed. It's a deep thought. You know, people are saying that people like us is possibly more capable of saving the world from itself, and yet there's too many people like them that don't want it to be us and not them. And right now we're going through that problem. I think that's where a whole lot of this audacity of Kanye and just not out to be when there's more people like me that are just not as insignificant as many of them are when they try to act like they got some supremacy over from a world perspective, and they don't even know what the world consists of. And yet here you are. Oh man, you got food, man. You got food. Okay. Let me find out. You about to grub. All right. Yeah. 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 And then there's moments and times. Hey, how y'all doing? Good. Yeah. And then you see the gentrified types and whatnot. And you realize, there's a real cool thing being a Sesame Street kid when, you can have a grown moment and say, these are the people in your neighborhood, in your neighborhood, in your neighborhood. And yet you live in a transient environment so interesting that it still don't hurt, to get to know them, man. They're working on this house over there. There's this lady who bought this little land. Let me see if I can turn this phone around. All right. Now, right over there is this house. That house, all right? That house is over that way. Now, that house is only a half a house. They only go to right there, and it's half a house. Now, the rest of these houses are whole houses. So this lady, she bought this house and the property, but they said that they could only probably fit a half a house. So what she did, she said, okay, and she built literally a half a house. There's no windows, nothing. It's just like this house was built like where in is where something else supposed to be against it, but they had a whole house right there. And so I think it's gonna be dope when they get finished with it. They're just finally keeping it from falling down. You know. Now the one next door to me is the one that Jesse Jackson happened, and the one next door to it is the illustrious Walter Washington, who they got the convention center and several other things named after. Lincoln Hughes lived up the street. King Selassie had a house back over in that area. There's all kind of interesting things about man. I know we're living in this time, but if we was living back in that era where people like us existed, but there was not that many of them, so they just went to the little places that they have TMZ or something, so you didn't know they was over there. If you weren't invited to the party or knew where it was, then had any purpose for being there, and that's what existed here. in an area that had so many more freedoms before it was legal to have these freedoms, anywhere else on this planet, and they're still trying to get right with that, and I mean, therein lies that other Kanye moment too, because now it's Kanye and the other basketball playing dude, and there'll be several other more, and Professor Griffin, Ice Cube, and, and Jay Z and whoever else, and uh, and my man from Senegal, I met his pops. His pops plays drums and had the drums of fire. Akon, yeah, so he's like second generation artist. Um, and I had these days where I sit back and I think about these things, but a lot of people get caught up on thinking about all of the shit that just make you go enough that it's not that you can't get that, but you got to add in some good shit with it, man, because you know we get way too many of these people bugging out, deciding that they want to lash out and do some shit that not only hurts them, but it hurts their bloodline and lots of other people involved around the world and whatnot, even history itself. And yet, it's way too many people trying to really honestly, you know, uh, wish themselves too much bad karma for trying to not necessarily be on a better side of karma in the first place. Like this Kanye situation, I can't believe fucking more people. I mean, I can, but I don't even want to say it by way of, there's no pride to tell you how happy you are to be, a graduate of some white man's name. And yet, he wasn't just a white man, he was one of them. And one of them don't matter no more. As you can see, by the way, people are literally, going past that, to enforce their inner ban Kanye, and he's one of them too. And yeah, I don't know if I need to be talking a hole in your head or not, but I'm just getting back from home, from work. Had a nice, interesting talk with some spiritual fellows that are here that have a platform or two that they're trying to yada yada around the world and whatnot. So, and on any given day, sometimes I feel like I'm a plethora of some kind of interesting information or whatnot. That most people are like, man, I ain't trying to hear that. Fuck is you, man? Some Bama from Atlanta, you know, man. Oh, that might be my Twitter name, Bama from Atlanta. That should be some dope shit though. All right. Um, yeah, and I put Mr. Bama to you. Okay. Anyway, all right. Let me step back up. Time to go inside. Do 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 do. It's a beautiful day for the neighborhood. A beautiful day for the neighbor. Won't you be mine? Yeah. Won't you be mine? I have always wanted to have a neighbor just like you. Always wanted to live in a neighborhood with you. So let's make the most of this beautiful day. Since we're together, we might as well say, would you be mine? Could you be mine? Won't you be my neighbor? I met when I was a kid. I got a chance to meet Mr. Rogers on his TV show thing. Got to shake his little hand a little bit. For a really calm, cool, cute, uh, laid back kind of white dude, he had the spookiest little hands. All right, now I fell in love with his wall when I walked in the building. I fell in love with that image so much in that building that when I moved in, I bought some paints, and in my mind, ooh, I actually sat back and painted it. won't you please, please won't you be my neighbor? Down to the basement in the belly of the beast. It is my brother from the east. From the east. Get my washroom. Back down here. It's where I dare. The underworld is where I dare. Where I dance. Got my little painting. In New York, New York. Since we're together, we might as well say, would you be mine? Could you be mine? Won't you be? Yeah, back there's the apartment that used to be a condo is about to be a rental. Won't you be my neighbor? All right. Won't you please? Won't you please? All right. Please, won't you be my neighbor? I like my dope ass old map of Africa. And this one right here is an old pre-Lincoln uh, portrait. Back there, that's supposed to be like the Capitol. And then all the way down there is where the Washington Monument, when they hadn't had time to finish it because, you know, that war and all. And that was the White House over there. There wasn't no Lincoln stuff and all that other stuff over there. Say it loud. I'm black and I'm proud. All right. Won't you please? Remember I told you about that painting and that wall? That is. Please, won't you be? Welcome to live chat. Okay. Open with. Should I have opened with Google or Safari? No. You want to do it there? Do you want to have talking to me? Do you want to? Okay. So I think we in here. Yep. So that's it. Okay. So yeah. And now I'm home in my little junky ass boudoir. Man, this camera's all smoky. Baby, let's groove away from here. Put my Pepsi in the freezer. Put my juice in there too. All right. So ain't nobody trying to find me. I ain't gonna give y'all but 30 minutes of that because, well, fuck y'all. This is my yeah, man. So I'm back in here. Got to work in the morning. Got a nice little size of this day to try to do something. And really, honestly, I really need to go on and get into this whole environment with a vengeance. Like, really scour it up. Shit, anything less than getting a crew. That's another story too. Anywho, this is WNDC, NDC, and we in the crib. And you ain't. And right now, I just want to give a little thanks to, the day enough to leave this here. And hopefully somebody out there will pick up on, the whole aspect of, we're on a biplural planet. That on any given day, we're probably more buoyant than a lot of people around us. And we don't know why. But instead of freaking out, we should be freaking in. Freaking out, freaking in. Let me begin. I came to do this with no sin. I came to get down. I came to get down. Man, I gotta rather clean my camera or figure out why it still keeps giving this. Yeah, that was nasty though. Dun, 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 dun. Goddamn expensive ass phone don't want to work for you. All right. Anywho. Damn. All right. I said 30, but I'm not even gonna try to do 30 because I don't like y'all like that. So y'all have a good day. November 1st, 2022. There's a rack of shit going on here that a lot of us need to really step back and really just think about, how we really want to put this energy out and let these other people play with it, just because. Be good to each other. And Kanye too.